What's up, everyone? Welcome back. So yeah, I'm going to be playing MLB06, the show, for the very first time. Just to give you guys a little bit of warning ahead of time, like I do with most sports games, if you guys have not watched any of my previous videos. I'm actually not going to be playing the game. I'm going to be letting the AIs do that while I sit back, enjoy the game, and make some smart-ass comments every once in a while. It's going to be fantastic. Alright, so yeah, we're going to start off with the White Sox versus the Cubs. So yeah, a little crosstown rivalry there. Of course, I always heard a lot about both of these teams growing up because I grew up in the suburbs of Chicago. So I was always hearing about the White Sox and the Cubs as a kid. I know nothing about baseball. I just want to throw that out there as a disclaimer ahead of time. There are only two sports I actually know, that being football and NASCAR. I know nothing about baseball whatsoever. To be honest, I kind of find it to be a little bit boring. I know, I'm probably going to get roasted for that in the comment section, but that's the fact. I don't really find it that interesting, to be honest. I mean, there's worse things out there, I guess, but it just doesn't really do it for me, you know, the whole baseball thing. That being said, I do understand baseball when you're drinking alcohol. Then baseball makes sense to me. But if I'm not drinking alcohol, then just, I don't know, just baseball doesn't do anything for me. I do watch this sometimes on the TVs at work because I work at a sports bar. So, you know, when there's like downtime and there's nothing else on the TVs, I do watch baseball a little bit here and there. And, again, I just find it to be kind of boring, but that's just me. Anyway, I'll try my best to make this entertaining. Alright, so let's see who wins, the White Sox or the Cubs. And again, I'm not actually going to be playing myself. I'm just going to be sitting back and enjoying these two teams going at it while I make smart-ass comments during the game. It's going to be great. Alright, let's get this fucking show started.
When you think of afternoon baseball, you think of only one place, Wrigley Field in Chicago, and that's just where we are this afternoon for this edition of Major League Baseball presented by MLB06, the show. Straight ahead, we've got a battle for supremacy in the Windy City, as it'll be the Chicago White Sox taking on the Chicago Cubs. And hi again, folks. Alongside Dave Campbell and Rex Hudler, I'm Matt Vasgersian, getting set for an intriguing matchup here. Rex, let's begin with you. What are you going to be keeping your eye on in this ball game?
Well, we've got a couple of starting pitchers in this one that are both capable of throwing shutouts. So it'll be interesting to see which one of these two blinks first.
All right, Rex, thanks. We'll hear from Dave as we go along. But first, New Era Cap takes us to the starting lineup for the defending World Series champion Chicago White Sox. Scott Podsednik leads things off in left field. Batting second and playing second is Tadahito Iguchi. Jermaine Dye is the right fielder. He bats third. After that, the powerful Paul Konerko over at first. A.J. Pierzynski bats fifth. He's behind the plate. Brian Anderson, the number 6 hitter. He's in center. Then comes the postseason hero from last year, Joe Creedy at third. Next is the shortstop, Juan Uribe. And doing the pitching and batting number 9, Mark Burley. And on the mound to stare him down, hard-throwing right-hander Carlos Zambrano. Locked in a rotation with names like Maddox, Pryor, and Wood, Zambrano might not get a whole lot of press, but he's been downright amazing, finishing in the top 10 in ERA in each of the past 3 seasons. And there's a look at the defensive alignment for the Cubs here.
All right, so we'll see who does good and who does not do good. Fantastic. You know, actually, believe it or not, the only baseball field I've ever been to is actually Wrigley Field, because I actually went there last year for a concert, not to watch baseball. I would not go all the way to Wrigley Field just to watch baseball. even though, you know, that's kind of the point of Wrigley Field. But I actually went there for a concert. I saw the Foo Fighters at Wrigley Field, and that was fucking awesome. The Foo Fighters are fucking awesome. And so, yeah, it was a fun concert. So, yeah, that was very cool. That's the only time I've ever been to any baseball stadium. Was when I went to Wrigley Field to see the Foo Fighters concert. But again, that's probably the only reason I'd ever go to a baseball field. All right. Well, guys, I think I've already spent probably about 7 minutes insulting the sport of baseball, so that's probably great. If I haven't gotten many dislikes on this video yet, I'm sure I will. But it's all in good fun.
Don't know quite where that missed, but it's 1-0.
He'll try a different arm slide here to see if he can get him to chase.
Fastball high, and it's quickly 2-0.
Oh, no. Please don't tell me it's going to be another one of these kind of games behind the plate. That's a strike.
All right, so we'll see if he fucks it up.
That one's in there, 3-1.
All right, so I'm assuming that was a strike.
Stuff up in the zone here in the early going.
Apparently this pitcher's got a lot of balls. All right, sorry, I don't know where I was going with that. It's a terrible joke.
Called a strike, and it's full 3-2.
Fucking moron should have swung at it. Now he has 2 fucking strikes. What a dumbass.
Fastball.
There he goes. And he was too slow. 'Cause he's fucking fat. Even though he's not really that fat. He's actually pretty in pretty good shape, it looked like, based on his character model.
Will dig in here.
That is an awesome last name. Just fucking die. I love it.
The cutter runs outside, ball 1. Called strike at the knees. Evens the count at 1-1.
All right, so another strike.
Just a strike away from a perfect opening half inning.
And the pitch. Just did get a piece of that one, so he stays alive here.
Oh, whoops. Sorry. If you guys heard that sound, I accidentally tapped my microphone with my thumb. Again, my microphone has to be so close to me that I sometimes just accidentally bump into it. Because again, I use one of those condenser microphones that's designed to pick up human speech and block out background noise. So you have to be really close to the actual microphone itself in order to have it pick up your voice properly. So that's why sometimes when I'm recording and playing video games, I accidentally, bump into it sometimes.
And he looks at one that misses, and that's an excellent job of making his man throw a lot of pitches as he toughs out a walk. Paul Konerko steps in now. A look at Dye, now the pitch, and that misses inside 1-0.
Hard to get the barrel of the bat on that one. Good eye.
I have a feeling this is going to take a while.
Lee's got to hold it first, so there's plenty of daylight on the right side of the infield.
Because I think the games are set to a full 9 innings, so this actually may legitimately take a long-ass time.
This is hit hard on the ground toward short. Throw on to Lee.
Oh, luckily he got him out, though. That's good.
So no runs here on no hits. No errors.
Hopefully someone can at least score one run at some point so that this game doesn't go into overtime and I don't have to waste any more of my life playing this goddamn game. I mean, I'm totally having fun right now, enjoying the super exciting sport of baseball. And yes, I am an asshole. If you have any more questions, you can leave it in the comments section. And I guarantee you I will not give a fuck about any of your questions. No, I'm just kidding. Totally just kidding about that. If you guys actually have any legitimate questions, just let me know. I always like to answer fan mail, because I get so much fucking fan mail all the time, because I'm fucking amazing. You know, I gotta say, I'm not really a huge fan of baseball, but I gotta admit I'm having way too much goddamn fun right now. That being said, I'm not really a huge fan of most sports, to be honest. Which is funny, because I do play a decent amount of sports games here and there. You know, like, fucking all the hockey games that I have. To be fair, though, that's because I bought my Xbox 360 from my brother, and, you know, he's a really big hockey guy, so he bought, like, all the hockey games, you know. Which is why I have so many damn NHL games. But it's all in good fun. I'm starting to get the hang of hockey a little bit. In hockey, I feel like is at least somewhat interesting. At least they let the players beat the fuck out of each other. There's not a whole lot of that in baseball from what I've seen. Every once in a while they'll go at it, but
Just off the plate and high, ball
yeah.
one.
See, I just think sports in general would be more interesting if they just allowed people to beat the fucking shit out of each other. Like, can you imagine basketball if they were allowed to just, like, go around punching each other in the fucking face? That'd be amazing. That'd make basketball and, like, sports in general so much more interesting, in my opinion. Then again, to be fair, I am a crazy motherfucker, so, you know. And I have several mental issues. But I'm not here to talk about my mental issues right now, so I'm not going to. Ooh, that was a good hit. Except that dude's probably going to catch it, and that dude's probably going to be out.
And he's got it for the first out.
Yup. Well, sucks to be that guy. Oh, it's Die! Still love that name. Alright, let's see how good this guy does. Unless he does bad. In which case he won't do good.
Here's a ground ball to first.
Oh, he hit the ball, but he sucks because he's not fast enough to get to the plate. What a loser.
A little baseball 101 right here. Good job by the pitcher of hightailing it over to cover.
To be fair, though, I mean, he did try his best. So, you know, got to give him props for that, I suppose. I guess, actually, when you really think about it, trying your best is really the most important thing in life. And if you at least give something your best honest shot, then you're okay in my book. If I actually had a book. The only book I have is a fucking Death Note. No, literally, I actually legitimately have a Death Note, and it's fucking awesome. Granted, it's kind of a cheap piece of crap because it was made in China, but, I mean, it's still kind of just a cool thing to have, you know, to have, like, the Death Note notebook.
And this catches the outside corner.
It's pretty fucking cool. Again, it might be kind of cheap and whatnot, very cheaply made, but it's still cool.
And he pumps the fastball by him here. 1-2 now.
A strike away now from a flawless bottom of the first.
And the cutter got him swinging. Strike 3.
Yep, fucked it up.
So no runs, no hits.
All right, well, guys, I'm going to end this first part here. So I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.
No score.